Welcome back to Mimi's Organic Eats. Today we're making raspberry chocolate chip ice cream. And this no-churn ice cream recipe is so quick and easy to make, you guys. You'll want to make this all summer long. You only need a few simple ingredients to make this homemade ice cream at home. So the first is going to be heavy whipping cream. Then we're going to need some organic raspberry powder, which this is basically just freeze-dried raspberries that's been crushed up into a powder. So if you guys have freeze-dried raspberries, you can food processor them. But I just love buying the powder because it's so convenient and so easy. This is what's going to give our ice cream a beautiful pink color. Then you're gonna need some sweetened condensed milk and some raspberry jam. And you guys can use homemade raspberry jam or you can use store-bought, either works. And last, you're going to need some chocolate. And you can use mini chocolate chips or you could use regular sized chocolate chips, but I'm actually going to use a raspberry chocolate bar, and this is going to give even more raspberry flavor into this raspberry chocolate chip ice cream. So this is just a dark chocolate bar that has freeze-dried raspberries in it, so you could also mimic this exactly just by using some dark chocolate chips and a little addition of freeze-dried raspberries too. So let's get started. First, we're just going to add 2 cups of heavy whipping cream to our stand mixer with the whisk attachment. And now you guys could also use your hand mixer for this if you want. I just feel like it takes so much longer with your hand mixer, so I love using my stand mixer. Next, we're gonna add 1 tablespoon of freeze-dried raspberry powder to the mixing bowl. This is gonna give this ice cream flavor, but it's also going to make it a beautiful ruby red pink color. Now we're just gonna whisk this starting on low and then gradually increase the speed as the mixture starts to thicken. You wanna whisk until stiff peaks form, just like you're making whipped cream. Once you have stiff peaks, then this is ready. So go ahead and set your raspberry whipped cream aside just for a moment. You can even pop it in the fridge if you want. And now we're gonna chop our chocolate bars. And I like to chop these very fine and small because I like to have chocolate in every single bite of the ice cream. And I like the littler pieces of chocolate whenever I'm eating ice cream as opposed to really big ones. One of the reasons I love using a chopped up chocolate bar for ice cream is because when you chop it, you get all these little tiny shards and little pieces, and that is just so delicious in the ice cream because it gets those little specks of chocolate in every single bite. So once your chocolate is all chopped, we're just gonna set this aside. And now we're just gonna add 14 ounces of sweetened condensed milk into our raspberry whipped cream mixture. And now we're just gonna fold this together until we have a smooth and creamy mixture. Once this is smooth and creamy, then it's time to start layering our ice cream in our pan. And now it's time to start layering our ice cream into our pan. And I'm using my Kana 8-inch stainless steel cake pan for this. You guys could also use a similar size, such as a 9-inch pan as well. That would also work. So we're gonna put 1/3 of the ice cream mixture in, spread it out evenly, and then I'm gonna top with a little swirl of raspberry jam and then a little sprinkling of chocolate. Then we're gonna do that 2 more times. Now a little bit of raspberry jam. So you can just take your spoon and swirl around the raspberry jam in here. This is not only gonna make it really pretty, but you'll get little bursts of raspberry in every bite. Now we're gonna do a good amount of dark chocolate. Now we're just gonna repeat this process 2 more times. Now, all you have to do is pop this in the freezer and let it sit overnight, and you'll have delicious homemade raspberry chocolate chip ice cream. And now you guys have delicious homemade raspberry chocolate chip ice cream. If you want more summer dessert recipes just like this, be sure to hit that subscribe button and join me next time in the kitchen.